This is Poetry 2+1. Our guest today is Rick Kearns, also known as Rick Kearns Morales, poet, freelance writer, and musician of Puerto Rican and European background based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Rick was named Poet Laureate of Harrisburg in 2014. Kearns's poems have appeared in numerous anthologies, including Undocumented, Great Lakes Poets Laureate on Social Justice, Arbolarium, Antología Poética de los Cinco Continentes, a Spanish language collection. His work has also appeared in over 80 literary reviews, including the prestigious Massachusetts Review, Letras Salvajes, a literary review from Puerto Rico, Chicago Review, Revival Literary Review from Ireland, and Poetry Motel. His poem, Every Day We Remember Oscar Lopez Rivera, won an honorable mention award in the National Split This Rock Social Justice Poetry Contest of 2017. Much of his work deals with his Puerto Rican heritage and identity, including his feelings about his Taino heritage. He has performed his work also with musical accompaniment, including with the Con Alma Quartet from 2010 to 2014, with whom he released a CD in 2013. Rick received a BA from Millersville University in 1984 and a Master's of Journalism from the Columbia School of Journalism in 1986. Rick, welcome to Poetry 2+1. It's really great to have you join us.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks. It's a pleasure. The two pieces of mine that I'm going to be reading come from two recent chapbooks that I put out. This first one is the title poem of the chapbook. The chapbook was called The Dead Go Swimming and Other Poems. And this piece was based on a series of really brutal storms that hit Baton Rouge, Louisiana, about 4 or 5 years ago. And I think it's unfortunately sort of relevant right now to our circumstances. The dead go swimming. The endless water falls on the red cane left lying on the sidewalk where the old man fell for the very last time. The endless water came in sheets and walls, pushing the trees, the cars, everything was moving this time. The constant water filled the streets, the ground, the schools, the houses. Everything was knocked down and rising with the waves. The constant water took no breaks, spared no buildings, no animals, no people breathing or people not breathing. The pounding rain beat the ground with clear fists until everything below was above and the dead were rising. The pounding rain produced a coffin parade, a bobbing line of ornate boxes, some with handles, others with symbols. The constant beating on the chest of the earth brought out the dead who were trying to escape, the inevitable final cough, the death rattle, the clicking sounds, the final breaths before the heart of fire goes out. And one little note about that, I mentioned a red cane, and that's what Baton Rouge means in French. It's red cane. Next one is, and Dead Go Swimming came out in 2018. This year, I just put out this little bit. It's called Coro at the Lawson Hotel. And it's a series of Crow-related poems that I'm getting ready to record with a trio that does gypsy jazz and flamenco. And this piece, Crow at the Lawson Hotel, which again is a title piece of the chapbook, refers to the jazz history of Harrisburg, PA. The Lawson Hotel was one of several really great jazz venues in Harrisburg that flourished up until, let's say, the early 70s. And people like Charlie Parker, Sarah Vaughan, and other really wonderful, amazing musicians came through there. And so I'm placing Crow in all these different contexts. So this is Crow at the Lawson Hotel. When Crow isn't busy scheduling the TV lineup for fall or sneaking into the OxyContin dreams of angry talk show radio DJs, he likes to relax and unwind in the crumbling remains of the Lawson Hotel. He communes with jazz ghosts, Sarah Vaughan, Bobby the Sheep Walker, or Maharaja Lynn Hope, and points out which of their passages came from him. The Maharaja asks, "Did I feel your presence when we played our way off the stage and into the alley and then back inside, playing the whole time, wandering through the audience?" Crow smiles, nods his head, leaves the bar as Maharaja's ghost starts playing St. James Infirmary. Crow taunts the homeless guy who tries to sleep in the sheltered doorway of the rusting 3-story hotel that was the down-the-block cousin of the fabulous Lawson Palace. Crow thinks of himself as the new king. Jumbo Lawson long gone, and so are the windows, so are the patrons. So is the jazz row of 6th Street, now a stretch of empty lot, grass, weeds, rats. "I am the new king," Crow proclaims, as the homeless guy pulls his shopping cart in front of him, lifts his old broom to defend himself against Crow and his army of windmills. And yeah, we're hoping once we can all be together in the same room, we're going to be recording that one and all of the Crow poems. For my last piece, a piece by another poet, I chose a poem by the great Salvadoran poet named Roque Dalton. And Roque was a great poet, essayist, and a revolutionary. This poem is one of his shorter ones, but I think it still resonates today. He was a fine poet. He was also a really interesting political theorist. And there are rumors that he is a descendant of one of the Dalton boys, the old gang from the Wild West, but we don't know that for sure. Anyway, this is called Like You. Like you, I love life, the sweet smell of things, the sky blue landscape of January days. And my blood boils up and I laugh through eyes that have known the buds of tears. I believe the world is beautiful and that poetry, like bread, is for everyone. And that my veins don't end in me, but in the unanimous blood of those who struggle for life, love, little things, landscape and bread, the poetry of everyone. And that translation was done by the great poet, Jack Hirschman. So,
thank you so much, Rick.